Hi there. I'm currently travelling through Spain for a couple of days, and my original plan was to record a video yesterday, but it kind of went wrong. So my original plan was to film a video yesterday, but as it turned out, yesterday was a bit of a disaster. So, as I drive to this place, I'll tell you the story. So I was in the UK visiting my family for Christmas. Then, on the day that I'm leaving for the airport, we had the first snowfall of the year. It wasn't loads and loads, but enough to cause disruption, especially at Stansted Airport that I was going to. A few flights were delayed or cancelled. So, as we were driving through, we set up nice and early because you don't know whether or not it's going to be slippery and icy, so leave plenty of time. When we got close to the airport, the snow had melted, the rain had come in, so there was absolutely no more delays, just the knock-on effects of what had happened earlier. So, after landing in Valencia, I went to the car rental place and got my car. I drove half an hour north to a town called Sagunto, which is where I'll be staying the night. So here is the room. It's not exactly big. Enough room for a single bed, side cabinet, a wardrobe, a TV, and the bathroom. And the bathroom is actually a fairly decent size, really. Here's the shower. Let's have a look out the window. There you go, there's the railway lines. So originally, when my flight was meant to land at 3:30, I was going to get to Sagunto at about maybe 4:15, 4:30 probably at the latest. Then I was going to go straight to the castle and amphitheatre because they actually close at 6 o'clock. It was 5:30 when I got to Sagunto. The walk to the castle itself was about 20 minutes. So I thought I'd risk it and try and see if I can get in, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. As I set off, however, I realised how busy the town was. And I was walking through, and it was quite interesting. It was nice seeing how everybody out busy. And then I realised I was following the procession of the Reyes celebration. So, the Reyes celebration is celebrating when the three kings turned up in Bethlehem. And this is typically where, in Spain, they give the presents to the children, not on Christmas Day. Meaning it's a bank holiday. And that means the castle was closed anyway. And the way the Spanish do it is that if a bank holiday falls on the weekend, they move it to the next working day, so they don't miss their day off. The 2 days I was there, or the sort of 18 hours that I was there, both days the castle and amphitheatre were closed. But I did my best, going round and seeing what I could. And here's the view over the town. Oh, fireworks. Good timing. Nice surprise of the fireworks. Obviously something to do with the Reyes celebration. Okay, what's down here? As it was getting dark, I decided to go back to the hotel and call it a night. So the next morning, I got up early and had a look around the town. Now I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm searching for a place that will be open. I'm sure there'll be one around nearer the centre. But at the minute I'm just looking around and already discovered a few new places I didn't see last night. And this is some sort of park. Another thing they do well here is actually showing off these ruins and the history of the town, because they could have easily put them in a museum behind glass and stuff, but they have them out in public parks, and you can feel that the town actually has the history because they are outside and usable, not just behind a paywall most of the time. Let's see if there is a bridge over this way. Okay, you can see here where the river would be if there was any water in it. The remains of a Roman bridge. So what you can't really pick up at the back there, there's a church and the castle. I'll put a picture up maybe. Here's the town hall. This is where they had all their festivities last night with the huge crowds that I couldn't get through, so I turned back and went round the other way. I did get my coffee in the end, by the way. That's a good door, isn't it? And a nice mural as well. We have an archway. It looks to be the Jewish quarter. Yeah, we'll go up here past the amphitheatre. That's that big building you can see there. Lovely park with the amphitheatre at the back, and behind that, the castle. Here must have been an arch or some sort of entranceway. Oh, and an impressive door here as well. Sadly, it's not open today. Have a look through here, you can see some of the stairs some of the seating area. Right, let's see what these signs say. As the castle is so big, I'm actually looking directly at a bit of the castle in front of me. 180 degrees behind me is still the castle. So I'm going to go up this way, and you can see the view behind. Yeah, it's not a bad lookout point. I can see why the Romans used it as a fort. You can see in quite a distance, and I'm sure on the other side of the castle you can see quite a distance down to Valencia. So this is the Jewish cemetery. You can see the thickness of these castle walls, and this is just an outer perimeter one, so perhaps the taller ones are even thicker still. You can see that almost looks like a separate castle. Right, the sun now is coming up over the town. It's turning out to be another beautiful day here. I'm assuming the amphitheatre puts on shows and plays, because it's been done up very well. But as you can see, there seems to be a balcony above the stage, and I'm not sure if they use the balcony for the act or if it's or just a museum, because they have artifacts up there as well. But I'm sure a show there would be spectacular. See, I do these little trips, and they're basically one day in each place, which doesn't give you enough time to see everything, or much to be honest, but it gives me a little taster of if I want to go back to these places, and I would come back here. The town itself doesn't have much to offer. It's a nice quaint little town, a bit run down in places, but it's still, yeah, fairly nice, fairly charming. But there are so many interesting things to see. Just make sure you're here when the things are actually open. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to leave a like, that would be great. In any case, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.